What is up, everybody? Welcome back. My name is Ryan Trimble, and today I'm going to be walking through some of the most exciting games that I have seen at Summer Games Fest, specifically the top 5 games that have me the most excited after watching all the SGF coverage, after watching all the previews, after watching all the trailers. We're going to break them down. I want to start, before we get into the actual top 5, with just some honorable mentions. These are off the top of my head, so if I don't get to some, don't sue me. But first and foremost, I want to shout out Flintlock. That game looks really, really cool. I know we've seen it before, but this trailer, the gameplay that was shown, really got me excited for that game. I was always going to try it, but this time, I have some hopes for it. Really think that game's going to be good. Really excited for Fable. I am a huge fan of the Fable franchise. Very excited for that to come back, and I'm really looking forward to seeing kind of what it actually looks like from a gameplay perspective. I know we got little glimpses of the combat, but the reason it's not in my top 5 is just because it still feels a little far off to me. It doesn't feel imminent, so the hype isn't quite at that level. But when we get close to launch, that game is going to be at the top of my list for sure. Let me think. What else did we see? I'll give some shout outs to Ubisoft. I thought the Star Wars gameplay looked good. The gunfighting looked a little off to me, but I've read a few previews and listened to some people who actually got to go hands-on, and they all said that while they understood the concern, that it felt good on the sticks. And so really excited for that Star Wars game. I love Star Wars, but in particular I've always been a fan of the non-Jedi stories in Star Wars, and so getting a game that's about a scoundrel, about someone who is not a Jedi, I really hope that game is good. I have high hopes for it, but man, I hope they knock it out of the park. Similarly, from Ubisoft, the new Assassin's Creed looks awesome. I played a lot of Valhalla, liked that game, but didn't finish it. It was just too big. Similarly with Odyssey, I never tried the first one of the new series. I forget the name of it. Assassin's Creed, was it Origins? It may have been. I'd never tried that one. I played a little bit of Odyssey, but fell off after a few hours. Played a lot of Valhalla, probably put 30 or 40 hours into that game, but just couldn't ever finish it, but really enjoyed it. So this one being set in Japan, the characters look amazing. The difference in the gameplay between the brooding samurai and the all strength all the time, walk in and let's deal with this head on, versus the in the shadows, ninja style, more traditional Assassin's Creed gameplay. But I think they're stepping up their game in a big way. Man, really big fan of everything that we saw there. Was there anything else that stuck out? Life is Strange stuck out to me. I've actually never played the Life is Strange games, and I know that I'd like them, so I'll throw that one out there as an honorable mention. What's something else? I'm trying to think. I know I'm missing something. I know I'm missing one that I really liked that just didn't quite make the top 5, and I'm blanking on it now, so I apologize to the developers and everyone who worked on all the other games. There was so much shown. I thought in particular the Xbox showcase was just incredible. Had a ton of fun watching that with some friends of mine down in San Antonio. And yeah, just a really good showing. I thought Summer Games Fest was a little bit of a letdown. I thought the pacing in particular was a little long. I felt like it dragged a little bit, but the Ubisoft showing, what they showed of their 2 major games, and then the Xbox game showcase, man, oh man. And then on top of that, all the previews coming out of the people who were actually at SGF, incredible. So let's actually just get into it. I'm going to go through, we're going to play some trailers in the background. We'll turn the volume down on those. And let's just jump into it. Let's talk about my top 5 most anticipated games coming out of Summer Games Fest. Number 5, we are going to start with South of Midnight from Compulsion Games. We saw this last year, I believe, also at the Xbox Game Showcase, and it was just a story trailer with the guy playing the guitar in the bayou. Man, I'm telling you, everything about this game is hitting for me right now. I love the art style. I love the Louisiana South setting. Everything from the accents to the giant catfish that she's riding, everything about this looks great. On their website, actually, Compulsion Games has it listed as, quote, a folk tale for modern times. And I just think that is so awesome. I'm really excited to get into this world, to see kind of this southern folk tale in action. There's a line coming up here when he drops her off right before it jumps into the gameplay, and I think she calls him a trifling ass mudcat, which is just awesome. The other thing that I loved about this trailer is the music. I think the music is just popping. I'm actually really interested if the music that we see later on in the trailer is actual in-game music, because it feels really dynamic. It feels like it's reacting to what's happening in the gameplay in a very interesting way, and I'm assuming that's just the trailer. I'm assuming they edited the music specifically for this trailer to feel that way. Trifling as a mudcat. But I hope it's not. Like, if that's just actually how the music kicks up in certain spots in the game, that is going to make for an epic game. All of this looks great. The stop motion, I'm not 100% sold on. I think in the cutscenes it looks amazing. In gameplay, I feel like almost like they didn't commit to it enough. Like, it's noticeable enough to like notice it's there, but I don't think it's noticeable enough to like really show off the style that they're going for. But we'll see it. I think the enemy looks amazing. I think on her it's a little too subtle in a way. But the combat here looks amazing. Look at like this type of third-person action I'm just down for. Especially if it's not as hard as say like a Souls-like. Like I'm not that type of player. But all of this looks great, and I do just love, I'm gonna let it play here for just a second, but I love the way that when you kill it, it has the unravel prompt, and then the kind of Glen here comes back, and we have all these flowers, and the wildlife is returning, and all of this kind of like pestilence is removed. I think that's just really cool. Look at the little guy up there, the little warthog. I'm gonna skip forward here to the end of the trailer just to show what I mean about this music. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. So cool. Also, one other little detail that I noticed, I don't know if it's feathers. To me, it looks like dandelions when she's flying, like, or when she's hovering. It feels like dandelion, like, I don't know what to call it, fluff or whatever. Really huge fan of that. So number 5 for me goes to Compulsion Games South of Midnight. I am so looking forward to that game. And it's one that, you know, after the first trailer I was interested in, but after this gameplay trailer, it vaulted up to like, oh, this is a must play for me. Really exciting. So let's jump into number 4. And with number 4, we are going to jump right into the awesome looking game from Annapurna, and specifically Beethoven and Dinosaur, Mixtape. And I gotta turn this up a little bit more because so much of this is the music.
Bend others to my will. It's a strange, almost cosmic talent.
We just gotta let it go, man.
Where summers lasted forever, when friendships were unbreakable, and any trouble was good trouble.
This year, I want to ride a flaming stallion of delinquency.
Flaming stallion of delinquency is a hard as fuck line.
Comes an adventure, a lifetime in the making. Experience the freedom of the teenage wasteland, sneaking out.
Teenage Wasteland's a great line too.
Avoiding the law, and maybe something a little more.
Hey, can I stand up?
Yeah, little Rockford, go nuts!
Set to the soundtrack of a generation.
The soundtrack of a generation, baby.
What are we gonna think of ourselves in 10 years?
I'll just remember to tell myself It felt important at the time.
Your greatest memories
It felt
are
important
stored
at
in
the
music.
time. Everything about this trailer just does it for me in a way that, you know, I'd never heard of this, I don't think, before. I think this was the reveal. And man, just what a freaking trailer this was. This is a must play day one for me. Honestly, the only reason it's not higher on the list is just because I don't really know like what the gameplay is going to be. I don't know. Is it going to be like a 2-hour quick experience? Is it going to be a 20-hour experience? I'd be very surprised if it was 20-hour. I think somewhere in the like 5 to 10-hour range is probably more likely. But everything about this just has me intrigued. The music is absolutely killer, and some of the lines in this trailer are just top tier. The one that really stuck out to me was I'll remind myself that it felt important at the time. As someone who is now 36 years old, I'll be 37 this year. That I think is such a good reminder, because you look back at decisions you made, at situations that you got yourself into, at how you reacted in certain situations, and it's so easy to look back and be like, oh man, I was overreacting, or oh man, I can't believe I did that, or oh man, whatever. And that reminder, it felt important at the time. Whew. I am so down for this game. I can't wait to see what it actually looks like, what the actual gameplay is, and even if it's just a interactive story with some of these in-between moments of like controlling the skating and stuff, I am down. Like this, I'm so excited to play this game. Let's jump in to number 3, my third most anticipated game coming out of Summer Games Fest. And I don't think this will be any surprise to anybody who is an Xbox fan. How can you not be hype for Gears of War E-Day? This trailer, I mean, it's just a cinematic. We don't really know anything about it other than it's obviously a prequel. We're going back to Marcus and Dom on Emergence Day. And we know that they brought the song back, Mad World. There's not a whole lot to talk about here. You know, I mean, it's going to be Gears of War. We know what the gameplay is going to be like. It looks beautiful here in Unreal 5. But going back to Dom and Marcus, going back to Emergence Day, I have such a history with Gears of War. You know, obviously I played the original on Xbox. This was when, God, I think right after high school. So I think this came out the year after I graduated high school. And I remember playing with my roommates at the time, my best friend still to this day. And every time for Gears of War 2, and Gears of War 3, we did a LAN party, got the TVs all in the same room, and played through the campaigns together. We played Gears of War 4. I don't think I ever played Gears of War 5. And I'm excited to jump back into it with this game and really get back into Gears, man. I'm just gonna turn this up for this last bit. Marcus looks so weird without his bandana, by the way. Come on. Come on. You telling me you didn't get chills there? Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna pause it here. It's so interesting seeing just like the normal city. I don't know if this is a fictional city or if this is meant to be like an actual city in the future, but seeing the actual city and then obviously the destruction from the emergence of the Horde, like, I mean, it's Gears of War. At worst, it's going to be what we expect from a Gears of War game. But man, I'm so excited to get back to Marcus and Dom. I really think they're going to recapture the magic of, I remember Gears of War 2 in particular. The story there hit as much as the gameplay did. And I really hope that's what we get here, is just classic Gears gameplay, Unreal 5 engine. It's looking beautiful. And a story to hit us right in the feels again. Man. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Let's go in to my number 2, my second most anticipated game coming out at Summer Games Fest 2024. Now, for number 4, I've done 2 other videos breaking down the Dragon Age Veilguard trailers, so if you want my deep dives into what I think about these, go check those out. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this one. I just love Dragon Age, y'all. I freaking love Dragon Age. I'm so excited it's back. I feel like I've gone through a roller coaster of emotions between absolutely loving this trailer. I was on the opposite side of most of the internet. I loved what we saw here in this character reveal trailer. And then again, feeling a little bit on the opposite side of the internet where the gameplay trailer was a little underwhelming for me. Again, if you want my full thoughts, go check out those videos. But I am excited for this. I am hyped for this. I am going to put hundreds of hours into this game. I'm going to replay Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age Inquisition leading up to this launch. I'm excited. Dragon Age is one of my favorite franchises ever. BioWare is historically one of my favorite developers ever. Obviously, BioWare has not been itself for the last decade, right? Dragon Age Inquisition I loved. And then we had Anthem, which wasn't great. We had Mass Effect Andromeda, which I did not love as a massive fan of that franchise. I am fully expecting BioWare to reset here and put out another banger, and nothing that we've seen so far has led me to not believe that. So here we go. Hype off the charts. Speaking of off the charts, let's see number 1. And my number 1 most anticipated game came out of nowhere. Expedition 33 from Sandfall Interactive. This trailer just came out of nowhere for me and really got me excited. The concept here is so fascinating. So there's this god, demon, I don't know, counting down 34, 33 in this case, and everybody of that age range dies. Like, super cool. Really, really cool concept here for a world. I am assuming that the expedition that goes out are people that are that age. So I'm assuming the characters we are playing are 33 years old, and it's like, we're gonna go try to stop this because we're dead anyway. So if we die on the way, it doesn't matter. And all of this conceptually looks great. The background here, the world, looks absolutely amazing. Like, are you freaking kidding me with these visuals, with these backgrounds? Like, these graphics are absolutely off the chart. But what stands out about this trailer is what we're going to get to here in just a second. The combat looks incredible. I'm not the biggest fan of turn-based strategy RPGs. Like, I loved them back in the day, but you know, I kind of got over that. But this looks incredible. Real-time countering, real-time dodging, and then when you're choosing your attack, you have to like hit those real-time, like quick-time events almost. Everything about this looks awesome. Look at that, man. Whew.
Even if we fail,
I mean, literal chills from this. The Xbox Showcase this year was incredible. The Xbox Showcase this year was absolutely incredible, but this is the one that I keep thinking about. As excited as I am for some of these other games, as excited as I am about Dragon Age Veilguard, as excited as I am for some of the stuff that's a little further off, like Gears of War and Fable, some of those old classics, as excited as I am for the ones we saw here, Mixtape and South of Midnight, Expedition 33 is the one where it came out of nowhere for me. Had never heard of this. As far as I know, I don't know their developer. Like, that name at least did not ring any bells. And that trailer just did everything it needed to do. I am so freaking excited for this game. And I'm pretty sure it's set for 2025. We'll see if it shows the date here. I don't know if it even showed a date at all. Yeah, coming 2025. This is incredible. Even more incredible that it's coming to Xbox Game Pass. Like, Xbox people who have Xbox Game Pass or in that Xbox ecosystem are eating this year. I cannot be more excited. I could not be more excited for this game. Like, I feel like the last year has been rough for gamers, and in large part due to, you know, Microsoft and Activision. We've seen so many layoffs. We've seen studio closures. And honestly, this year, we don't have a ton to look forward to, right? Like, there's not a ton of games coming out this year that have me really hyped. we'll see where it goes from here, right? Like the Xbox Showcase last year, I thought was excellent, and then the bad vibes just kind of kept coming ever since then. But this showcase from Xbox was incredible. I feel like Ubisoft is running on all cylinders right now. They're clicking on all cylinders right now. Summer Games Fest I didn't love as a showcase, but I feel like we got a lot of quality, and like we haven't even heard from PlayStation, right? Like we still have to know like what is Sony Santa Monica working on next. We're obviously going to continue to get we're going to get another Naughty Dog game. We're going to get another Last of Us is the rumor. We are going to be getting another new IP from The Last of Us. That is confirmed from Neil Druckmann. So many great first party studios over there from Sony that I'm sure we're going to get an absolutely banger PlayStation showcase from them at some point. Whew. But that is it. My top 5 most excited games coming out of Summer Game Fest 2024. I'll be putting out another video next week, going over the games that I'm least excited for, the games that I feel like had some missteps coming out of Summer Games Fest. I don't know if I have 5, but I certainly have a handful, and we'll be going over those in the next video. For now, I'm just extremely excited, extremely pumped. I hope y'all are too. Gamers are eating right now. There's just no other way to say it. Gamers are freaking eating. I will see y'all next time.